Professor, what is the context effect?
Great question. In today's class, I will explain the context effect. Ella, have you ever heard the saying, read between the lines? It means that you can understand exactly what the author wants to say by reading between the lines. In other words, if you can read between the lines, you can understand a hidden meaning, information, or an implied message that is not written in the sentence. Accordingly, you need to interpret each sentence in context. The context effect in marketing refers to the theory that when consumers evaluate a product, they do so within the context and make judgments accordingly. In other words, when evaluating a product, consumers do not evaluate it based solely on its absolute value, but rather perceive it differently depending on the surrounding context. Marketers need to pay attention to the context effect, which significantly influences consumers' product choices. The context effect includes effects such as similarity effect, attraction effect, and compromise effect. First, let's talk about the similarity effect. The similarity effect theory states that consumers show a more positive or negative response to products that are like the ones they already possess because they pay more attention to similar products. For example, let's assume that in a picture, there are only two mobile phone models available, Model A and Model B, and the probability of consumers choosing each model is 50%. Now, if a new product, Model C, which is similar to Model B, is introduced, how will consumers' choices change? Consumers who choose Model A will not experience significant changes, but those who choose Model B will decrease, while those who choose the new product, Model C, will increase. In other words, the introduction of a new product has a much larger impact on similar models. This is called the similarity effect. Secondly, there is the attraction effect. The attraction effect theory suggests that when a product with lower performance than an existing one is introduced, the existing product appears more prominent, leading consumers to prefer it. For example, as shown in the figure, assuming that there is a Model B on the market, and new Model D, which is similar in price to Model B but low in quality, is released, how will consumers' choices change? Model B will be perceived as a much more attractive product, and the likelihood of choosing Model B will increase. In fact, the introduction of Apple's iPhone SE in the $429 price range and iPhone 12 in the $599 price range can be seen as targeting these two effects. In the situation where there is an existing iPhone 12 product, it has released a mid-range smartphone SE with comparable performance but a low price of $429. Apple aimed to appeal to budget-conscious consumers who seek a balance between features and affordability, capitalizing on the similarity effect. On the other hand, while the price difference between the iPhone SE and the iPhone 12 is not much, the superior performance iPhone 12 targeted practical consumers who seek better performance even with a small price difference, which can be seen as a marketing strategy aimed at the attraction effect. Lastly, there is the compromise effect. The compromise effect theory suggests that consumers prefer products that are in the middle rather than those at the extremes. For example, let's say we have three products, A, B, and F. Product A has the highest quality and the highest price. Product F has the lowest quality and the lowest price. And product B is in the middle in terms of quality and price. Which model would consumers choose? Consumers tend to choose the middle option, product B, more often than the extreme options, product A and product F. In reality, many people want to purchase the highest quality product but avoid it due to the high price. On the other hand, they also want to buy the lowest priced product but avoid it due to concerns about others' opinions and the reliability of the product. Ultimately, people tend to prefer the second or third option in the middle. Let's take a restaurant as an example. It is said that customers choose the second expensive menu more often than the most expensive menu. This demonstrates the compromise effect, where customers tend to avoid the extreme options. In fact, many restaurants intentionally create expensive menus to leverage the compromise effect. Finally, let's summarize what we learned today in a graph. The x-axis represents price, and the y-axis represents quality. Currently, we have product A and product B. Let's assume that consumers currently choose product A and product B equally, each with a 50% preference. In the first graph, if a new product, C, similar to product B, is introduced, how will consumers' choices change? Consumers who choose product A will not experience significant changes, but those who choose product B will show more interest in the new product, C. This is the similarity effect. If the new product, even with a slightly higher price than the existing products, offers better performance, consumers will prefer the new product, C, over the existing similar product B. This is the similarity effect. The second graph shows that if a new product, D, with a similar price to product B but lower quality, is launched, how will consumers' choices change? Product B will be perceived as a much more attractive option, and the likelihood of choosing product B will increase. This is the attraction effect. The third graph shows that if a new product, F, with both lower quality and lower price than product B, is launched, how will consumers' choices change? Consumers will prefer the middle option, product B, over the extreme options, product A and product F. This is the compromise effect.
Professor, the context effect we learned today is a marketing theory that can be directly applied in real life. Thank you for explaining.